Growing up as an Asian girl is not just about looking good. It's about breaking stereotypes, overcoming cultural pressure, and redefining confidence for yourself. It's fundamentally different than growing up as an Asian guy because of masculine-feminine dynamics, social and familial expectations, media representations, and beauty standards. Oh, also, I'm Morgan, and I help Asian men and women bridge the gap between who they are and who they want to be. And yes, I'm a guy, and no, I'm not gay. Just had to get that out of the way. Oh, that rhymed. Recently, I've been doing a bunch of research on growing up as an Asian, and a lot of the content is focused towards guys. It's like hitting the gym, starting your own business, taking testosterone, fucking bitches. But no one's really talking about growing up as an Asian girl, and that's why I am making this video. Disclaimer, all the information in this video is based on data that I've collected from YouTube and from talking with friends, personal experience, and just also what I find attractive in an Asian woman. You may not completely agree with everything I have to say, and that's fine. All right, now that that's out of the way, I'm gonna start talking about some stuff that nobody else is right now. So listen up, ladies. The first thing you need to be aware of is cultural expectations. From a young age, you're told to excel academically, get into a good university, get a stable job, and then take care of the elderly, right? Your parents, your family. And anything outside of this mold or path already laid out for you is sort of seen as rebellion. The eyes get together and they gossip about how well their kids are doing and just how you don't fit their mold of success and how you're too focused on yourself and your disappointment to the family. Okay, maybe not that far, but just maybe that was a little bit of something from me right there. But anyway, you just constantly feel judged. And the way that you actually counteract this is by redefining success for yourself. Your parents may want you to, I don't know, marry into a wealthy family, but you want to get a high-paying job in finance and you want to be the breadwinner of your future family. You need to have unwavering confidence in this end goal, have a vision, an action plan, and stick with that because everyone is going to be moving against you. So you just need to ensure that you're constantly moving forward. Redefine success for yourself. What does it mean to have success for you and what does it feel like? Do what would be fulfilling for you. And then when you have this vision, you can communicate it with your family. So at first, my parents were really against me making videos and doing entrepreneurial stuff, right? But after I had a conversation with them, I had a very serious conversation with them. We sat down and I talked about the vision that I have, what success means to me, and how I'm gonna get there. They started opening up, and I'm actually on a gap semester right now in Thailand, taking a break from school to focus on my business stuff. So these next few months, my parents are supporting me to go all in on my business stuff. And this wouldn't have happened if I didn't have a conversation with them and really redefine what success means to me. Even though I'm not an Asian woman, right? It still applies, right? Just keep that in mind. Okay, and then the last part for this is to surround yourself with people like you. People working towards their own goals, carving their own path, and they know what it's like to have these expectations and this sort of familial pressure on them. All right, and the next one is beauty standards. This is quite a mainstream issue. You're expected to have flawless skin, a slim figure, and somehow look both traditionally Asian and westernized at the same time, whatever the hell that means. Our cultural diets don't really help either. Super high in carbs, lots of rice, lots of noodles, and it makes it very difficult to slim down. And how we tackle these issues. For skincare, I would look into Korean skincare. I really like the recent products that have been put out and have gotten a lot of attention. So understand your skin type and do research on what specific ingredients would work well for you. If you want help, I can make more videos on skincare, other things like that, because I've done a bunch of research and I did used to look like this, and now I look like this.
Let me hear you say,
Okay, and then for fitness, specifically for women too, I would focus a lot on compound movements. You don't need to lift like a guy, quote unquote, and target specific muscle groups. If you're going for a toned, sort of athletic, slim physique, I would focus a lot on compound movements and increasing your muscle mass in proportion to one another. Because the compound movements incorporate a lot of different muscle groups, so they'll grow in proportion to one another. So you won't look imbalanced. These will help you look conventionally attractive. But if you want to be glowing, you want to be extraordinarily beautiful, you need to first find beauty within yourself. Ooh, that's a bar. Or it was cringe, I don't know. I think it was pretty cheesy, I'm not gonna lie. But to me, it's not just how you look, it's how you love and see yourself. Self-confidence is true beauty, and I find self-confidence and self-love very attractive. There's a reason I fall so hard for girls who want nothing to do with me. Like, they're not needy. They don't need me, right? They're independent, they're driven, they're doing their own thing, and they love themselves and who they are. To me, that is so attractive, and I should probably stop falling for people who don't want me. Anyway, maybe that's a video for another time. Number 3, social pressure. So Asian women are often fetishized. I have so much trouble saying this word. Fetishized, whatever. And they're seen as submissive or exotic, whatever the hell white people call it now. There's pressure to be desirable, but not too confident. Or you risk being labeled as a bitch and intimidate men. You need to be skinny, but not unhealthy. You need to be pretty, but not so pretty that you intimidate other women. Vulnerable, but not too emotional. There's all these different double standards that just really make no sense. But here's how I would approach them if I were an Asian girl. I know a lot of guys like submissive girls. They find that attractive. And if you want to do that, that's totally fine. I'm not saying you can't. And some girls are naturally just more submissive than others. That's just how it is. But the point I'm trying to make is you don't have to change yourself to become more submissive than what you feel comfortable with just to get a man. Let me explain. I personally am more attracted to powerful women. And when I say powerful, I don't mean like jacked as hell women. I mean those who are independent, confident in themselves, take care of their health, and don't need anyone else to feel whole. I think a lot of girls are scared to be this dominant, independent person because they're afraid it'll intimidate men and drive them away. And to that, I say good. Let it drive them away. Drive them as far away as possible. Because those guys who end up running away or label you as a bitch and say whatever else, these guys are they're insecure and they can't handle a powerful woman. They're immature guys and they don't deserve you. So let them run. The main point for this is just embrace who you are. If you're submissive or dominant, it doesn't matter. Just do what feels right to you. Don't feel you have to change yourself to, oh my God, that's so cliche and cheesy, but don't feel you have to change yourself for anyone else, okay? Come on. Next thing I recommend is to set clear boundaries on who you are and who you interact with. Cut out toxic people as much as possible. I don't care if their dad is the CEO of Alo Yoga. I don't know why I said that. I think Amazon or Microsoft would have made more sense, but that's the first thing that came to my mind. It doesn't matter how many connections they have. If they are not helping you grow and they're actually making you move backwards, get them out of your life as soon as possible. Cut them out, okay? Don't tolerate that. You deserve better. Foster a community and inner circle of friends who are all looking to grow. Right? You guys encourage individuality and not conformity. Having this support system is such a huge asset, especially in these early stages when you're going to feel like you're quitting. The last one I want to talk about is mindset. So the problem is anxiety or depression aren't really a thing in Asian culture, right? You're just told to pray harder and you're told to just power through it. So it's never really talked about. The next issue is dual identity. This is specifically for Asian Americans, and not even just for women, this is something that I struggled with. It's this idea of feeling too Asian for Western culture, but then too Western for Asian culture. And then you fall into this strip of like no man's land, and you don't really know where you belong. And that can be lonely, and it's very difficult to navigate. Like for me, I grew up in the US, I grew up in upstate New York, ever since I was born until I was 19. And then I went to China for university. Don't ask why. I was like, let's see what happens. So I found that growing up, I grew up in a very Western culture, but I was one of the very few Asians where I grew up. So there wasn't a strong sense of Asian culture or anything like that. And then when I went to China, I was like, damn, I am very whitewashed. So I had this experience with dual identity. So now going back, if you're gonna tackle the issue of anxiety and depression, encourage conversations. That's it. Really just start having more conversations about mental health, bringing it to your attention. First start with friends, then you can talk to your family. I know family can be difficult. It's very scary. Like I said this in a previous video, but I had to have a very serious conversation with my parents about depression and all that stuff because I was dealing with suicide at the time. So I talked with them about it, and then they helped me get therapy and all that stuff. So I wouldn't be where I'm at today if I didn't have that initial conversation with them. So I know it's scary, I know it's tough, but it's an essential step in your journey. And then for dual identity, I found that it's actually a good thing to have, because then you could just blend it. You can take the best of both worlds and combine them to something that truly speaks to you. Okay, we're almost done here. I know it's been a long video, but I'm gonna wrap this up now. Just know that it's not just about external transformations. Yes, that's important, right? Conventional attractiveness, everyone wants to be more attractive. That's great. But real change comes from within. And you need to have a very, very clear understanding of who you are. If you can answer these questions, you will have no problem glowing up as an Asian girl. I know that. And these questions are, what do you value most in life? What things do you stand for? What things do you not? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? And what are you grateful for in your life? Take your time to answer these questions, read them back to yourself, and you'll build an unshakable character who is charismatic, and people cannot help but be drawn to you. I look forward to seeing your transformations, so leave a comment if this helped, because I've never made a video specifically for women, and if it didn't help and you think I should just stick to making content about guys, then let me know as well, because that is also valuable feedback. All right, that's the video. See ya.